Now, I've always wondered, if you were addicted to soap, how do you get clean? That's not even a joke. That's just one of those conspiracy theorists, mash up your brain kind of statement, because you're already clean, technically. Anyways, where was I? A different kind of video today. One that I haven't really done in God knows how long. A comparison video. You could say the shoes right behind me are like the top 3 mesh runners, the top 3 sneakers that everyone wants to wear, or at least has one in their collection. Yes, there's other shoes out there, the P6000s by Nike. You've even got the 1906Rs, but the 3 we are talking about today and comparing are the New Balance 2002R, the Asics Gel-Kayano 14, and yes, none other than Nike's Vomero 5. Now you might be thinking, how have I not included the P6000 and the other shoes that I did mention? Well, for the sake of my bank balance, these are the 3 that I have in the collection, in the studio, the ones that I've worn the most. I think the Vomero 5s had for about 2 years, 2002Rs, I think just over 2 years, and the Gel-Kayano 14s coming up to around 6 months or so. So yeah, it's one of those things where I want to give my opinion on what I've noticed when wearing them and which one I like the most. If I could go back in time, would I not get a certain shoe? It's good to talk about it because I get a lot of these questions. Which one fits the best? Which one's wide foot friendly? Which one is the best for your money? So yeah, let's talk about it. Okay, so we've got about 5 criteria that I think matters the most. You got 1, looks. I think that's pretty important when you're spending hard-earned money. Talking about money, retail price. I know they're very similar in terms of price ranges. Over here in the UK, I can only speak for us, but yeah, in terms of retail price, they're very similar. Very slight differences, but yeah, we'll talk about that too. Now, the next feature that I do definitely want to compare on is sizing and fit, because these 3, even though they're very similar in build, construction, and stuff like that, they all fit differently. And if you're a wide-footed person, 1 or 2 of them actually might be better for you. Now, the next thing I do want to talk on is comfort. And like a lot of these things on this comparisons list, yeah, it's very subjective. I mean, my comfort might be different to someone else's, and some people might find shoes comfortable and I don't. Everyone's feet are different. Everyone's body is different. But yes, definitely comfort is something to talk about and something to compare, especially with these 3. And I guess the last thing that I do want to talk on and compare on is best bang for your buck. I guess it all ties into this is, can you get one on sale more than the other? So yeah, best bang for your buck. I think that covers all of those points. Where do we start? I guess we'll start off with the shoe that I've had the longest, and it's the 2002 R. Now, this is one of New Balance's most popular model, arguably the shoe that put New Balance back on the map, I guess, with the 550. Collaborators like Joe Freshgoods and Salehi really did put New Balance on the map again. And yeah, it's thanks to the 2002R mainly. Now, I've got 2 colorways. I've got the truffle sort of color, and yeah, it's mostly purple. Love it to death. It's really, really good. Not the most exciting, but for a GR, yeah, I like it. In terms of looks though, where does the New Balance sit amongst these 3? Now for me, in terms of overall, no matter the colorway, yes, there's so many more colorways than the other 2, in my opinion, that are actually decent. Don't get me wrong, the Vomero 5s have got some cool colorways, like the Supersonics, designed by Japan. Very nice, very cool. But there's just not enough of those colorways that stand out, especially compared to the other 2. Now, I do think the Gel-Kayano 14s overall as a shoe does look better. It may not have as many colorways as the 2002R and as many collaborations as well. And yes, a lot of the collaborations look like GRs, which just don't get me started, okay? Don't let me go there. So I guess you could say though, in this instance, for myself, less is more and it's quality over quantity. Not saying the 2002R doesn't have an amazing set of collaborations and colorways, arguably probably the best in New Balance's line, just because of how popular it is, the amount of colorways that are on offer, whether it is a normal GR, protection pack, collaborations, even Gore-Tex pairs, they look amazing. I just think out of these 3, in terms of overall what colorways are on offer, most of the time, I'm leaning more towards the Gel-Kayano 14s. I don't know why. Maybe it's the construction. Maybe it's just how they are looking on feet as well. 9 times out of 10, I'm picking that shoe. Again, though, very subjective. Let me know which one out of these 3 look the best. Whatever colorway it is, let me know down below. Okay, one of the most important things is pricing at retail price anyway, because a lot of these shoes, especially the 2002R and Vomero 5, they go on sale pretty often, you know, but retail price in the UK, just checking it now, oh man, they've gone up. The 2002Rs sit around 150, so £150, and then you got the Vomero 5s, which is £145 on average. They've gone up too, believe me. Gel-Kayano 14s though, they edge both of these by about £5. So it's about £155 depending on the colorway, or around £165 for the newer colorways too. So yeah, they're creeping up as well. Bear this one in mind as well. The Gel-Kayano 14s barely, or rarely I should say, go on sale. It's very, very rare. The Vomero 5s and the 2002Rs, they're always on sale, it looks like. And we are going to leave that part in the best bang for your buck section, because that would make the most sense, you know? So yeah, retail price, Asics do lead that line, as you would say, and then Vomero 5s at the bottom, which does seem about right in terms of build, construction, and I guess colorways, and also trends, because at the moment, the Gel-Kayano 14, that's the shoe everyone wants, you know? Some people are even moaning that too many people are wearing them, you know, the gatekeepers, the billies out there. But yeah, 2002Rs as well, sits about right for what you're getting. I think that's like the medium, you know, by price, and also I guess by build and design and stuff like that. So yeah, retail price might be a factor, but again, 2 of these shoes out of the 3 are often on sale, most of the time on sale. They're on sale now. Yeah, even for me, in terms of what I paid, the Vomero 5 was the cheapest. I picked them up for £80 on sale. That's why it's this colorway. Like, I don't normally go for colorways like this. Now, size and fit. And this is one of the questions I get asked a ton. How does this feel for a wide-footed person compared to this one? How does this fit? Is this one true to size versus this one? And for me, in terms of where I get the most room out of these shoes, and yes, a little disclaimer before I get going, I am narrow-footed, so yeah, just bear that one in mind. But where I would say I have the most room in is the Vomero 5s. Hands down, not too ahead of the Gel-Kayano 14s, but way, way more than the 2002Rs. Now, I'm not saying the 2002Rs are narrow. They're not. Trust me, they're not. In terms of comparing the Vomero 5s to the 2002Rs, night and day. You know, in the middle is where I put the Gel-Kayano 14s. Way more room than, you know, the average mesh runner. But the Vomero 5s, I could possibly go half a size down in. That's how much room I have in the toe area. So yeah, if you're a wide-footed person and you're making your decision based on how wide foot friendly one of these shoes are, the Vomero 5 is the way to go. They're all true to size in my opinion, but in terms of pecking order for wide-footed people, Vomero 5 is right at the top, and then Gel-Kayano 14s, and then 2002Rs. Now this leads into the next feature that we are going to talk about, and that's comfort. And it's not actually as close as one might think, in my opinion anyway. And all 3 are very comfortable, but there's levels to comfort and different types of comfort. Starting off with the New Balance, and the 2002R offers their signature Absorb technology, and it's pretty good. Most recently, we had that massive New Balance model, the 2000, and boy, oh boy. Yeah, that just takes the Absorb tech to a whole nother level, but that's basically what it is, sort of dumbed down for this shoe. Pretty packed in to the midsole, and you can see that by the gel-like feature. It's pretty nice on feet, very sturdy, very supportive as well. Now the 2002R does also have the NRG outsole, and it's great. I mean, the traction's there. The plate that stabilizes your feet is there as well in that TPU shank. So overall, the 2002R isn't as tech heavy as some other mesh runners out there, but honestly, you do feel the benefits of what this does have. Now, the Vomero 5, and yes, this may be my least favorite in terms of technology, cushioning, all that good stuff, but you can defo feel the Nike Zoom Cushlon technology, the foam especially, is very outdated. Now, don't get me wrong, on its own, it's very cushioned, very comfy, but again, comparing it to these two, I just think there's a lot missing. And I guess the nearest thing I can compare this shoe to is the Adidas Boost technology. Now, yes, a lot of people hold that as the best cushioning system out there, best foam, all that good stuff. But after a while, it does seem to get a bit too spongy for my liking. And honestly, it's the same with these. Now, my personal favorite, the gel technology in the Gel-Kayano 14. The Asics gel technology is actually very similar in a lot of ways to New Balance's Absorb technology. But I think overall, especially comparing these two models, these just feel better on feet. I'm not too sure if it's because they've used more gel on here than the Absorb on the 2002R, or they've just switched up the foam midsole. I don't know, but either way, it's just done a lot better. Now, these aren't as firm as the 2002Rs. That's why I say it's kind of like the best of both with the Vomero 5 and the 2002R. So it is firm enough to support your feet in the right way, but at the same time, it's cushioned where it needs to be. But if I had to rank these three though, first I would put Gel-Kayano 14s just because it's what I like from comfort. Two, I would put the 2002Rs, firm but comfy where it needs to be. And then I would put the Vomero 5 simply because there's just not enough support underfoot. But yeah, you can't go wrong with all three. Trust me. It's just in terms of me nitpicking, that's how I would rank it, you know. But yeah, all three, great. Absolutely great. So it's best bang for your buck time. Which one is the most worth it for your money? We all know the Gel-Kayano 14 is the most expensive at retail, but it's not all about retail price. Sometimes anyway. 2002Rs, I guess, have been around the longest when it comes to retroing these shoes again, and then the Vomero 5s, and then the Gel-Kayano 14s. And it kind of reflects that on sale prices. You know, the Gel-Kayano 14 is never on sale. And if it is, it's hard to get good sizes. And if it is, it's hard to get good colorways. So yeah, in that department, it defo falls short. The Gel-Kayano 14s, most of the time anyway, you're paying retail. The Vomero 5s though, and the 2002Rs, this is where they do excel. Because a lot of the time, depending on the time of year and stuff like that, and of course colorways, you know, they're always on sale. So yeah, in that regard, those two shoes beat the Gel-Kayano 14s out of the building. But I guess for the sake of the video though, let's talk about retail price. Each one of these shoes, which one's more worth it, which one would be holding up better than the others. And I guess which sneaker is worth more in terms of buying. And for me, not to overthink it, I kind of feel like the 2002R does win this one. I just think for what you're getting in terms of most of the time anyway, of course, colorway dependent, but the materials are actually really good. It's not 990 levels of New Balance quality, but for the price, again, around £150 most time at retail, you're getting pretty good materials and construction and QC as well. I think last place though is the Vomero 5s, just because it doesn't feel that premium. And again, not being too far off in terms of retail price, I mean, yeah, it's kind of a shoe. If I didn't get these on sale, I wouldn't actually have gotten. And again, it all depends on the colorway you're after. Some colorways are more premium than others, but generally though, the Vomero 5 isn't the most premium feeling shoe. And for the retail price, I mean, you kind of want a bit more. Again, the Gel-Kayano 14s do fit in the middle of this list. Not the most premium feeling, but again, you kind of feel like you're getting more for your money compared to the Vomero 5. So yeah, 2002Rs, best bang for your buck in terms of what you're getting for retail price. Vomero 5s, it's just not got that feeling, you know, of what you're paying versus what you're getting back. And the Gel-Kayano 14 is kind of in the middle. Like, it's expensive, but you're getting good stuff, but not elite stuff for the money, if that makes sense. Now it's time for my final verdict. Time to conclude this comparison, if you will. A very all over the place comparison, but very much me speaking off the top of my head, because I think if you overthink something, you kind of double back. These three shoes, how would I rank them overall? Which one I like the most? Which one I regret the most if I do? And if I would to do it all over again, would I get this shoe again? So yeah, let's do that. Coming in at third though, and it's no surprise that the Vomero 5 is third, last place if you will. Not a bad shoe by any means. I actually really like it. But again though, I just don't think it's worth the retail price. And for a lot of people, they may be paying that money. You know, so yeah, that's why I kind of rank it as low as third. Now, again, not a bad shoe, a really good one on feet, you know, all day comfort, but I just think you're not getting that money's worth when it comes to premium materials, construction, exciting colorways as well. I just think there's not enough of them. And the on-foot experience for me, and I don't know whether it is a sizing thing, whether I should gone half a size down because I am narrow-footed. I just don't get that feeling that I want to wear these shoes all the time. But coming in second though, it's actually the 2002R. Now you wouldn't think that because I've actually got two pairs of this shoe. However, I just don't see myself wearing this shoe enough unless it's at the gym. The Mirage Grey is my go-to gym shoe, especially when I'm doing things like training legs, you know, heavy lifting for legs because of the supportive comfort and just how the shoe feels on feet. In terms of if I was going out to, I don't know, do something leisurely, somewhere to sort of dress up a little bit, you know, smart casual vibes, I don't think the 2002R is that shoe for me. And that's why I kind of put it second. Like, it's great. I love it. It's my go-to sort of activity shoe at the minute. Really like both colorways that I do own. However, it's one of the last shoes in my collection that I grab when I'm trying to do things other than sporting activities. And this is why the Gel-Kayano 14 is top dog, because this is the shoe that I'm always leaning more towards wearing. You know, I'm trying my hardest not to wear this shoe because I wear it so much. Like, I've taken these away to 2 different countries now, always wearing them in the UK. I'm very scared to wear them too much because I don't want to wear them out. Even looking for another pair if I can get a good colorway for a decent price or some discount. But yeah, that is why, well, the main reason why I like this shoe so much, because I'm always wearing it. Love how they look. You can dress it up if you want to, look sporty if you want to, and actually be sporty, not just look sporty. You got to walk the walk, you know, you can't just talk the talk. Gel-Kayano 14, especially the metallic plum. I love this shoe, man. I love the comfort, the firmness to it. It's not too firm and it's not too squishy. Definitely in the middle, like I've said. All day comfort, tens of thousands of steps in this shoe daily. Not a squeak, not an ache, nothing. Absolutely love this shoe. Yes, it is the most expensive out of this list. And yes, you're not getting the most premium feeling materials out of this list. But in terms of the shoe, I'm leaning more towards, in 2025, midway through, it is the Gel-Kayano 14. So that's why out of these 3, if I had to do it all again, which one I would go for more, definitely be the Asics. Now, do I regret buying any of these shoes? And if I haven't said it already, it's the Vomero 5. Now, again, it's not a bad shoe. It's a great shoe. It's just what I want for my on foot experience. It's just not there, you know? It's just not as supportive. It's not as nice feeling on feet compared to these 2. Do I regret the other 2? No, I don't. I've got 2 pairs of the 2002Rs, like I keep saying. I'm on the hunt for another pair of the Gel-Kayano 14s. And the Vomero 5s, again, I keep repeating myself, but if it wasn't for the sale price, I wouldn't even go near it. And a bit of a sidebar, I'd even put the P6000s over the Vomero 5s because of the price and what you're getting. And even the colorways, they're looking good too. So yes, at retail, the Vomero 5s is just a no-go for me. And of course, this is all subjective, so take whatever I say with a pinch of salt. This is my opinion. This is all my experiences with these 3 sort of market leading shoes, if you will. But yes, comment down below though. Let me know which one out of the 3 have you got? Which one are you after? Which ones, if you've got more than one, do you prefer over the other? Because I know these 3 are very popular. It's not just like one leading the pack. But yes, just to wrap things up, I hope you enjoyed this comparison video. Not the most organized, not the most structured, but I think I did my best, you know? My thoughts, my experiences, my opinions, of course. I'm not sponsored by anyone. I don't have no sort of foot in the race. Yes, I am a Nike fanboy, but you can see I'm not rooting for the Vomero 5 like a lot of people might be thinking I will. So yeah, let me know your thoughts down below. And of course, as always, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And yes, until the next episode, take care.